I was so surprised when I learned that luxury cars are actually quite uncomfortable. Who would have thought? It should seem you get the best possible quality for such a price, but what if I tell you that luxury cars are designed to be uncomfortable, and adding issues to the product is a part of strategic decision making in managing luxury brands? First, I couldn't believe it. Everyone who has remotely been interested in luxury cars knows that each Ferrari is custom-made exclusively in Manuela Compass. It is assembled by hand and the owner gets to choose custom colors, seats and steering wheel. With this level of customization, it is practically impossible to make yourself an uncomfortable car. But on the other hand, despite their eye-catching looks, Ferraris and Lamborghinis do not first come to your mind when you think of a practical vehicle. They are too loud, too low for most of the real-life roads, too small to carry anything besides a cute lady purse, and are generally quite uncomfortable to drive. Although luxury brands are commonly associated with the concept of craftsmanship promising unique value and exceptional quality, there is another side of this shiny medal. It might sound ridiculous, but luxury cars usually have more flaws than their mass-market counterparts. And they are not perfect for a reason. Flawed by design, they celebrate all of the tiniest imperfections that actually make Ferrari a genuine luxury brand. What are these flaws? Are they that bad? Lots of car enthusiast blogs are warning potential luxury cars owners of problems with certain models, listing their pitfalls and comparing them to one another. Commonly, they emphasize the innovative technology behind most of the modern luxury vehicles as a source of their value or an attempt to justify the price. But the problem is that luxury is out of this whole coordinate system when you need to compare prices or even justify them. Jean-Noël Capferrer, a world-reputed thought leader on brand strategy, explains it in his book, The Luxury Strategy: Break the Rules of Marketing to Build Luxury Brands. How does luxury use technology? In luxury, technology contributes to creating a separate world beyond all constraints. It creates both objective and qualitative rarity. Yes, of course, using such technologies justifies the price at some point, but price is never an attribute that defines luxury. You won't search for a better deal when buying a Ferrari or wait for a Black Friday sale to buy a Lamborghini, because there simply isn't one. Instead, you will enter this separate world beyond all constraints. The world Capferrer is talking about is the dimension of intangible value created by various brand attributes. This world is a place where dreams exist, and we will certainly talk about this a bit more later, but for now let's just say that technology is an instrument for luxury cars to bring a touch of future in everyday life. However, cutting-edge technology is often too advanced and complicated. When installed in luxury cars, it is bound to be problematic during real-life use. Ferraris are well known for their electronics issue. Despite being more than proficient in mechanical art of making racing cars, they just can't lock down this electronics department. What came as a surprise to me was Ferrari targeting a very specific body type in all of the aspects of their design, making a car undrivable for some people. You have to be quite young and fit to drive a Ferrari for anything more than 5 minutes, because simply adapting to incredible torque and horsepower requires some training. Ferrari sees for fit people attract only those customers who are consistent with brand image and are worthy to own a state-of-the-art vehicle. But not only keeping away the unwanted, non-enthusiastic customers is the goal of these deliberate limitations. It is all about constructing the brand myth and giving your clients an opportunity to live or own their dream. This feeling of mastering something that is hard to reach is one of the basics in luxury strategy. When you get a Ferrari, you become a part of the myth brands been carefully constructing for decades. You get the feeling of taming a wild stallion pictured on their logo. This particular feeling is being translated even through their Ferrari World theme park in Abu Dhabi, where tourists often complain about rides being designed for fit bodies and getting headaches from world's fastest Formula Rossa ride. I myself have gotten a terrible headache after bouncing all over the place in the last cut of Formula Rossa. But for the moment, I was so happy I got to experience this incredible acceleration force. Even though it caused me so much pain, I was just for a moment a little bit closer to my Formula One dream. By the way, Ferrari is not the only one with such problems. One of their biggest competitors, Lamborghini, is mostly recognizable for their loud, disturbing noises that always scare me to death on the streets. These noises are coming from unrestricted exhaust system needed for unleashing the impressive horsepower potential of V12 engine. One of Lamborghini's distinct features, the low suspension system, is also a primary source of almost all of the issues with the vehicle. The Lamborghini car is usually so close to the ground it makes it quite difficult not only to get over the speed bump without feeling it or, God forbid, damaging the vehicle's bumper, but even to have a clear visibility while driving. But why can't this technology be polished and utilized to increase comfort? Instead, just like in the Lamborghini case, it is used in almost raw, wild form. The reason is luxury and art are two concepts that are very closely interlinked. So closely, in fact, that it seems quite impossible to separate them completely. Just like the most innovative artists of their time who invented groundbreaking techniques weren't fully understood, modern mechanics create and innovate in the name of the art. The handmade nature of Lamborghini always leaves the room for human error. And again, here we can see why luxury is so closely to the concept of art. These imperfections are like fingerprints of an artist. They emphasize a man-made origin of luxury piece. They manifest craftsmanship and the beauty of the innovative creation. And just like in the art, these little markings help to identify the original and tell it from a fake. Here's actually my favorite part. We can't say that Ferrari, Lamborghini or McLaren, which has its fair share of their imperfections too, are selling uncomfortable cars. Because they don't. They're selling dreams about racing, about being the fastest man alive, and their customers are ready to compromise in whatever it takes to get a bit closer to their dreams. And here is a great example of how luxury brands utilize this powerful feeling in their manufacturing process. At Porsche, they say it is better not to have electrically opening windows or air conditioning in the 911 model, since it weighs 60 kilograms and would reduce a lap time by a second. Because who needs electrically opening windows or air conditioning while driving 200 kilometers per hour? I have actually seen a supercar with all fogged up windows a day or two ago, and I immediately thought, oh, it must have an extra 0.5-second lap time reduced. Fun fact, the car was stuck in the traffic. Oh, about that, there's a widespread opinion on Lamborghini's Aventador model not being properly tested, which caused overheating problems while driving at low speed in stop-and-go traffic. However, it is being said that this incredible supercar performed flawlessly on the track during high-speed testing, because it was made as a racing dream manifestation, and the car itself stops the owner from ruining the myth so carefully constructed. The flaw is a fail-safe mechanism installed by design to prevent Lamborghini from becoming a commodity for city driving and keep it a living dream. It is never about practicality, but always about this separate mythical dimension where the dreams exist. And I believe that luxury branding is almost entirely based on constructing intangible assets by adding perceived value to the brand equity. Or, as Jean-Noël Capferrer called it, constructing a brand myth. This myth comes from understanding the deepest motivations and desires hidden within a people's nature. And despite having long-lasting legacy, rich history, craftsmanship traditions and values being passed from generation to generation, Ferrari, Lamborghini and Porsche, they have something else in common. These brands are built in the intangible dimension and therefore have a very strong dream potential. Capferrer says, history alone is not enough. It is necessary to create a myth, a legendary discourse that gives a birth to the dream. The flaws in these vehicles, so widely discussed by spectators, are the actual reasons that make Ferrari or Porsche owners feel like they are living their dream, like they have conquered the car and earned their place on the racing track. To make this dream come true, the car manufacturers engage in all kinds of most innovative cutting-edge technologies. They extend brand potential by keeping away the unwanted customers and align their work with principles of art creation. Brand myths are the unique creation stories possessed by all great brands. And now we can see that luxury cars are indeed uncomfortable, because the concept of comfort itself is quite tangible and it doesn't belong in the intangible dimension of brand myth. Telling a story about racing, capturing speed and vigor is so much more important for a luxury brand than being convenient. Every detail in this car is carefully selected and strategically placed exactly where it should be. It is just luxury strategy built different, and therefore is so exciting to explore. Join me on my way of diving deep into the mythical world of luxury.